You mentioned, Roxana, one of the courses we taught years and years ago was the missional family.
Yeah.
So what are your findings on the missional family? What's been delightful to you or worth sharing in terms of doing all this as a family?
Well, we were, when we came into the order, of course we were married and we had 3 children. So it was a different experience for us, I think, than for people who got married in the order and created their family within that context. But we had been so deeply involved in the movement for 5 years prior to becoming part of the symbolic order. There was always sort of a sense we ought to write our family covenant, but we never really got around to doing it. We did discover, recently, going through some old papers, our statement of our family mission, and a ritual that we used with our kids. I guess family nights. They were both surprises to both of us when we found them, and we were trying to remember back to when we'd done them and how we'd done them and so on. But I think it's certainly been true for us that we've reminded each other of what our decision has been when that was needed, and it was needed on both our parts at different times in different situations. Most recently, just to bring this up to this year, our kids have been asking, now, what's going to happen when you get old and feeble, feebler than you are now, and somebody's got to take care of you? So we've been doing some modest thinking about that. And we went to visit 3 of these graduated living senior centers in Seattle. That we have friends in all of them who have sold their homes and moved into these communities, and all of them are delightful places. We were treated royally and treated to dinner and taken around and shown the options, and the amenities are undescribable. I mean, they're anything you could possibly want, it seems, is right there. You want to work, you used to have a garage, workshop? Let's take you to the workshop here with all of the tools you used to have, the saws, the lathes, I didn't, but there they were. The computers? Oh, let me show you our computer lab. Knitting? Fabric room? I mean, so on and so on. You get the picture. But we came back, and Roxana had been pushing. She said, I think, we ought to do this while we're still young enough that we don't have to be wheeled into one of these places when the time comes. And so I kind of grudgingly went along with it. And when we got back home from the 3rd visit, and Roxana's part of a little study group that's studying Genesis, and she goes off one Saturday a month to this group. I'm not part of it. And it was on the Hebrew journey and so on. Anyway, they got into a discussion about this, and she came home and said, you know what? That's not us. And I was quite stunned, and I said, what do you mean it's not us? She said, we're not ready to take everything we have and give it so that we can be taken care of. Because that's what it would have been for us. We're limited resources, so any of these places probably would have accommodated themselves to bringing us in, because they would, at least they sounded as though they would find a way to do that, but it would take everything. And I was deeply grateful. It was a way she had of reminding me again what we'd said then. So I think we still want to have resources we can apply various places for various reasons, rather than turning them all quite yet to just our care. I don't know if that answers your question.
No, it's great.